Hey everybody, it's sPidA here, the FightCard podcast, coming to you once again. Of course, I'm not in my studio, I'm actually at home. I just wanted to do a live video and plug in this fight card coming up for LFA. It's not going to be this weekend, unfortunately, but we do have a UFC event. LFA 148, of course. This one's actually going to be taking place on December 9th, and it's going to be at the Commerce Casino and Hotel, man, California, of course. LFA, man. I mean, of course, a company I've been following for years through the UFC Fight Pass, even before, prior, and I'm a fan. I mean, they're probably the leading company because they've been around so long for the UFC. You know, a lot of their fighters have not just made it to the UFC; they've actually collected wins and titles. So, because of that, of course, the go-to, man. I would say, you know, a lot of other promotions, of course, coming up too, man. Sending a lot of fighters out there. Going over the card, it's going to be from the bottom up, of course. We're going to have Cody Davis, 5-1, taking on Alvaro Prado, 5-1. Both guys are going to open up the card. This is going to be a pro bout, 125 pounds, 3 5-minute rounds. Both guys equal when it comes on paper, man. Cody Davis, of course, you know, both guys been fighting in the flyweight division, man, 125 pounds. So, of course, you're going to expect a lot of speed, technique from both guys, especially opening up the card. Those are my favorite just because they set the momentum for the rest of the fight. And because of that, I'm excited. You know, of course, this is going to be prelims, so it's going to be live on either their YouTube channel or their Facebook page. This is going to be for the LFA promotion. Going up one, we have Ethan Ewing, 0-2, taking on Javier Moreno, making his pro debut. This is at 135 pounds. Now, Ethan Ewing, of course, 0-2, man. I mean, he still has an opportunity. You know, the guy's, of course, starting off early in his career. You know, Javier Moreno, of course, probably has more pressure. You know, I mean, Ewing, you know, his amateur ranks, he only had one loss, you know, 7 wins. So the guy does have a lot of potential coming up. I mean, he probably just hit a bump on the road and will be back soon enough. But that one's going to be at 135 pounds. So we'll see how that goes, man. Prelims, once again, pro 3 5-minute rounds. We're going to go up one. Joseph Dorado, 3-0, undefeated against Eduardo Pena, 1-0, 135-pound bout. So, of course, once again, man, a lot of speed, a lot of technique. These guys do have knockout power. You know, I mean, you still got knees, elbows, punches as well, man. I've seen some power punches out there at that weight division. So, of course, we can expect anything. Now, I mean, both guys undefeated. Joseph Dorado, of course, 3-0, man. You know, it's gonna be a little bit more pressure for the guy, but exciting, of course. You know, this is gonna be the main event on the prelim card. And the thing about these bouts, a lot of times, unfortunate things happen. You know, main card, of course, they get fighter doesn't make it, or doesn't make weight, or doesn't show up, or whatever the case may be. But these guys have an opportunity to get on the main card, so that's always something to look forward to, right? But starting out the main card, of course, we're going to have Danny Silva, 6-0, taking on Cannon Kawai, 6-2. Now, both guys experienced, both guys making their LFA debut, I believe, 145-pound weight division, 3 5-minute rounds. Now, Danny Silva, of course, undefeated. The guy himself is a boxer coming out of Santa Ana, California. Of course, mixed martial artist. You know, he probably started in boxing. But he's had some good wins, man. I mean, undefeated, you know, going up the ranks. I mean, of course, FCC, Fight Club OC, a lot of California regional, you know, bouts, promotions. So that one's going to be good. I mean, the whole card is nicely stacked. I'm looking forward to it. Going up one, this is going to be the second bout on the main card. We have Dion Barbosa, 3-2, taking on Mariana Piccolo, 1-1. Both ladies from Brazil. I mean, the LFA, of course, going out to different countries, man. Brazil, one of them. So, of course, it's always good to go out there and you know, watch them pick up fighters, man. I mean, I'm excited. Like I said, I've been keeping up with them on the UFC Fight Pass. I got to plug him in. If you haven't subscribed yet, do so, man. Definitely get your money's worth. Both ladies, of course. There's going to be a 3-2 Dione Barbosa, of course, taking on Mariana, 125-pound weight division. I expect fight of the night, man. I love these women fighting. I mean, a lot of them do hold a lot of technique. You know, it's going to be a great bout. And we're going to go up one. Jeffrey Craig, 3-0. There's going to be a welterweight bout taking on Ernesto Rodriguez, 4-1. Of course, both guys, you know, Jeffrey Craig, of course, once again, undefeated, man, 3-0. So you always have that pressure, especially on a platform like this. You know, you don't want to lose. It's going to be on the UFC Fight Pass, you know, broadcasted worldwide, of course. So, yeah, a lot of pressure on that dude. But we'll see how he goes. You know, once the light hits, you know, a lot of people change, man. So expect that one to be a good one. Going up 155-pound weight division. Once again, 5-0, Richie Miranda taking on James Wilson, 4-1. Both guys still young in the sport. 155-pound weight division. I've been noticing, and not just lately, throughout the years, a lot of these fighters have been dropping to 145. You know, I just plug him in. Alex Hernandez from here in San Antonio is making that same weight cut. And I'm hoping, wishing the guy well, man. I mean, he's an athlete. You know, he's been through the regionals here. Ran through them. You know, he made it to the UFC, and I'm hoping this weight division's a new door. You know, a lot of times it's an opportunity that they need. So looking forward to that bout, and this one, of course. Now going up one, we're gonna have Jamie Lenhorth. I'm sorry, out of Canada, 5-0, undefeated. She's gonna take on Sabina Maso, 9-4. Now the 125-pound weight division. This is gonna be for the title. Now, of course, Jamie Lenhorth, you know, coming out of Canada, undefeated. I wanted to go over the height difference. I saw it earlier. Now she stands at 5'7", and her opponent, of course. The reason I was watching this is because I think Sabrina Maso is probably the striker of the both. I mean, they both can stand and bang, but I wanted to see the height. They're both the same height, 5'7". I'm sorry. So of course, you know, the reach is not going to be a factor. If it is, it's going to be by a few inches. I wanted to plug this in, of course. Sabina Maso, she is a UFC veteran. She was on a 3-fight losing streak. This is a fight that a lot of these fighters need. She actually came up through the ranks in the LFA promotion, made it to the UFC. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to stay on there. Was cut, and of course, she's looking to get back. You know, so for her to establish herself, get a win, big win, get a finish. You know, I mean, that'll definitely open that door and at least, you know, give her another opportunity in the sport. Now, that's going to be for the 125-pound belt, so I'm sure her winning the title and getting an opportunity will be, you know, early Christmas. So we'll see how that's going to go, man. Of course, this is going to be on the UFC Fight Pass on December 9th. Legacy 148. And the main event, I'm actually working on an interview with Chris Brown. Now, this is going to have Alfonso Leiva, 6-0 out of Mexico, taking on Chris Brown, 9-4, 170-pound weight division, 5-minute round, guys. So, of course, you know, cardio is key. Staying composed, you know, staying active, of course, getting that finish, but not blowing up all at once and then getting tired, right? But Alfonso Leiva, of course, out of Mexico, the guy is undefeated. For the most part, like I've been keeping up a lot of the promotions on the UFC Fight Pass, some out of Mexico, and these guys are bringing talent, man. I'm excited to watch this guy. He actually came up through the ranks in the UWC. I've watched him before. The guy is a finisher. I mean, he's got strikes. All his fights have been via TKO, KO, punches, ground and pound. So I would say he's a grinder. You know, I mean, Chris Brown, of course, on the other hand, this guy followed for years. You know, I've been following him on social media. I've had him on there for a few years, and I mean, just through the experience itself. I mean, the guy has fought the who's who. I mean, he's gone through the LFA ranks. He's fought for the Jason Wink, you know, MMA promotion, which he actually trains out of, and there was a fight here I want to plug in right quick. There we go. Jason Wink. This was in 2020 or 2000. I don't even know honestly, but he fought my boy Warren Stewart. I just wanted to plug him in, and of course, looking forward to that interview. Hopefully, I'll get that done tomorrow. Once again, this is going to be for the LFA 148 going down December 9th, Friday on the UFC Fight Pass. Prelims are always going to be on their Facebook page. The main card is going to be on the UFC Fight Pass. If you're not on it, subscribe. Brought to you by Nerd Focus, of course. Got my sponsors as well as official water, man. So thank you guys for supporting me. Once again, this is sPidA here, the FightCard podcast. Till next time, follow up.